Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we'll discuss about normalize component. In normalize component, we discuss about when we should use normalize component and some list of the important parameters and runtime behavior with basic examples. In normalize component, when we should use the normalize component. So normalize component basically we require whenever we have to generate from one record to multiple records, then we should use normalize component. Basically in normalize component we can transform, write two types, a single transform and multi transform. Some of the points that I have written here, that normalize generate multiple output record from each of input records. So second points that I have specified that you can directly specify the number of output record for each input record, or you can make the number of output record depend on a calculation. Sometimes we have input record comes like accumulated data or index type of data. So then we can normalize those records from one record to multiple records, means according to your index length, or if you have index it is array type, then you can, as per the array count, you can expand your output record. So now in the normalize component we have some list of parameters. So left hand side you can see the list of parameters. So some of the common, these are the common parameters that we are using most of the ab initio component. And in this normalized component we discuss about transform. This is the parameter that we are going to discuss. So if you right hand side, if you go to transform, in transform you have specify either single transform or it is multi transform. So how you can switch that? Well, you have to go to view. From the view you just package option will be there. So package view, you just click on that so that it will becomes like that. Whenever if you specify any temporary type value, then it will be your transform will be moved to single to multi transform. Once you specify the temporary type, then you have to specify initialize, length, normalize, finalize. So these are the functions that we have to use for multi transform. And if you have not specified in temporary type, then it will be called like single transform. You have to just specify the length, from the length, and you have to specify the normalize. That's it. So there are two more functions is there, input select and output select. These are the optional. So input select and output select you can use whenever data is coming to your array for a normalized component, so it will be filtered out before coming to your normalized component. So and output select, whenever your finalized data or output record coming from normalize, that will be filtered out. So those are the filter you can specify, input select and output select. Now we discuss about the length. So length function is the major role that is that your normalized component will be specified, and it will be decide whether how many record it will be produced. As we know that length, if you have specified 2, then your each input record it will be generate 2 output record. If you specify 5, then your each input record it will be generate your 5 record. Okay. So now apart from length, you have one more function is there, that is called finished. So in finished function, when you should use, it is like do while function. First it will produce the record, then it will validate, then it will be checked. Okay. So either you have to use length or you have to use finished. From these two functions you can use any one, but ab initio says that we should not use both, I mean length and finished, in the same component. If you have not defined length function, then you should use finished function. So finished function, it is like, it will be written your as per your expression, it will be written like boolean data type, like 0 true or false, 0 or 1, so that your loop will be continue, your output record will be generated as per your, whenever your condition is got satisfied. In this example you can see that length of function that I am using, suppose in this function, inside length function, that will be length total number of input value. Let's suppose my dot in dot my vector is one of my vector field value, and it is coming some, suppose accumulated data, and the length function, it will be called that, it will be tell that how many elements there in your vector. Suppose if it is 5 length element, then your output will be generate 5 record for each input. And finished example that I have given here, so it will be check whether your array index, where should it stop. So let's suppose if I am checking like in that array stack, it is written like stop here, so then it will be stop in that area, because this statement will be written either true or false. Now we discuss the simple transform example. Simple transform, that we are using only the length function and normalize function. So these are the parameters that argument it is in for length, and normalize we have two argument in and index. Okay. So normalize, you can see the example that I given, length that I specify here, that is coming from vector size, and normalize that I am calling according to the length for index value that I have specified here. So it will be as per my vector length, it will be given the index value for each record. This we can call a simple transform. And multi-stage transform, that we know that it will be giving you to the more controls, like length will be as it is, normalize also will be as it is, but argument will be, one argument will be increased here it is temp added, one of the argument is added here, and length will be same. So, and apart from these two functions, we have temporary type. So temporary type is the function for multi transform, that will be specified whether it is single transform or multi transform. If you specify some value, some temp type or variable, then it will be your it will be switch from single to multi transform. After that you have to specify the initialize the value, and once the initialize, then we have finalize, it will be decide the final value, final record coming from normalize. Below I have given the example, you can pause the video and you can see the example. As we have discussed earlier, that we have two optional functions is there, input select and output select. So input select and output select, I have given examples here, you can check, because input select we are using that record is coming to the normalized component before doing some process, and output select that is happening once your final output is generating by your normalized component, then you can filter the output record, what are the output record you want. Now we discuss about runtime behavior of normalized component. So normalized component, it will be read the record from input record, and if you have specify anything like in input select, then it will be check your conditions, and if your condition is satisfied, then only your record is coming to your further process. If condition is not satisfied, then your data will be discarded. If input select is return type is coming like null, or some input value is, if you have given the condition and it is coming null, then your component may be failed. So you have to make sure on this, either you have to for null return type, if you specify the reject threshold as never abort, then you can collect the rejected record, reject port, the null, whatever the record is sending the null. Once they read the record this statement true, then it will be called the length functions. So length function that we have discussed, right, it will be decide whether how many record it should be produced. After the length function, we have, it will be called the initialize functions if temporary type is defined. If temporary type is defined, then it will be tell that it is multi-transform, and directly it will call to your initialize functions and your normalize function and finalize function. If you have not defined temporary type, then it will direct call to your normalize transform. And finally it will be send your record to the output port. So these are the runtime behavior of your normalize component. Normalize, let's discuss one basic example, that is without vector. So let's suppose if I have assigned 2 in the length function. If you have specified 2, then and I'm giving the writing the transform like in normalize function, like whatever we required without any index value. So how it will be generated? So let's suppose if input having 100 record, then it will be generate 200 record. And some of the interview question it may ask, like if you have defined 0 or -2 or 2.2 value in length function, then how many record will be produced? So and what would be your runtime behavior of normalize component? How to switch single transform to multi-transform? So what are the difference between input select and output select? So difference between length and finished functions. And some of the scenarios, real-time scenarios that it will be asked, like ABCD, from ABCD is input, then how to generate ABCD one record. Let's suppose it is coming like 1 2 5 8 6 8 1 0 10, then there is one missing character is there, means like 1 2 3 4 is 3 is missing, right? And 3 4 is missing, then 6 7 missing, 9 is missing. So how you can decide whether it should come sequence like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. These are the scenario that I have given here. If you have any questions, you can put some comment in comment section so that I will come back with your answer.